Well, hi and welcome. This is the Foodie Talk. As all of you know who've been in Fort Collins for a while, we have a monthly foodie walk. We've moved over to having a foodie talk since we can't give you samples of everything just now. And it's been really fun. So I'm glad you're here. This month in January, we're all thinking about wellness. I know we are here in the cooking studio. Cooking studio is a business in Old Town, right? We're a cooking school. You come in, you do recreational cooking classes, you cook something, you eat it. The chefs are here to help you. We also do team building, cooking competitions, kids classes, and summer camps. So look us up and come on in. Or we do Zoom classes also. We're also doing after school kids clubs, which are hysterical. They're Zoom classes where the kids are in their kitchens cooking dinner for their families. And it's for 4th and 5th graders, and they're having a ball, and so are our chefs. So look us up and check us out. So in January, as we all think about wellness, we automatically, at least I do, think about tea. And tea is Happy Lucky's Teahouse's specialty, obviously. The Teahouse started here, Happy Lucky's, in 2009. George and Kari Grossman are in the proprietors. They're also the leafsters, and they're also great community downtown members. They're very, very knowledgeable about tea, and you're really lucky to be able to have them today. They have over 200 loose leaf teas, and in fact, have the largest tea selection in Colorado. So that's a really big thing. They ship everywhere. They have 2 businesses here in downtown. One's in downtown Fort Collins, one's in Front Range Village. And they believe that culture, lifestyle, health, and happiness boil down to 3 things: water, tea, and time. So thanks so much to them for coming today. They're going to talk about 3 different teas and wellness, and take it away, George and Kari.
All right, thanks, Trish. Well, Happy Lucky's was founded in 2009 based on the idea of community wellness. I mean, we wanted to create a community space where people could come and enjoy face-to-face communication over a pot of tea, which has traditionally around the world been part of many cultures' way of having communal experience. So obviously that became a challenge this past year during a pandemic. One of the first things we did was start doing our tastings of teas online on video like this, which we're going to be sharing with you today. But in January, we've always focused on wellness in January because it's always cold and flu season. And this year is no different, except that we also have to deal with COVID. And one of the challenges of this time has been this idea that we can't go anywhere. A lot of us are confined to home or close to home. We can't go to concerts. We can't do the things we enjoy, including coming to the Teahouse and enjoying company or a meeting or time alone over a pot of tea.
And for those of you who haven't been inside the Happy Lucky's Teahouse and had tea, like as soon as we can all do that again, we have to be there because it is really a charming and wonderful experience.
Well, we are doing tea to go, so that is something.
Yeah, we're open and we do tea to go. You just can't sit inside because we don't have enough space. Mm-hmm. And because we're doing so much shipping, really our tea room turned into a shipping room. But anyway, what I wanted to share today before we get into the specific wellness blends that we have is the idea of wellness in your mind, which was, that whole idea of communicating face-to-face with other people. I think we've all seen what happens when we don't communicate face-to-face with other people, and it's mitigated through, a phone, a screen, a social media account, whatever. So it's really important that we have this time together as community. And right now we can't, but we can have it with ourselves. And it's really important so that we don't always be wishing we could do something else, to take a little moment each day and really become very present and really dive deep into the present moment and get as much as you can out of that. And we think tea is a great way to do that, partly because the ritual of drinking tea involves a lot of steps, and not a lot of steps, but in the steps that if you do them mindfully, you'll get a deeper experience, not only of the tea, but of of your own calmness. And so like here we have a tea called Tea Kuan Yin, Iron Goddess of Mercy. I like the name itself, kind of says it all.
That's a great name, Iron Goddess of Mercy.
The Iron Goddess of Mercy.
How could you go wrong with that?
We need her help right now.
We're
We're brewing it up in a Kyushu. George will pour it. A Kyushu.
Kyushu is kind of a side pour.
Which is just kind of fun.
And this is our third steeping, I think.
Yep, this is the third time we've steeped it. And then we're pouring it through a strainer, so none of the leaves go in there, into what's called a justice cup. And that's so that both people, or if there's more than two people, get equal amounts in the same strength of the tea. You don't want the first person to get a stronger tea than the second one. So
and they're called justice cups.
All fairness focused. Anyway, so the point is, when you sit down to drink a cup of tea, whether it's in the morning before you start your day or in the afternoon when you need a break, you know, I never drink tea while I'm doing something else. I am also a coffee drinker, and I drink coffee while I'm working. But George isn't, he just drinks tea. But when I drink tea, I stop what I'm doing and I just focus on the tea. And we actually have on our website a tea meditation that you can follow the audio of if you want to do that and really dive in deep. It only takes about 15 minutes. But if you're not into meditation, it's a great way to learn because you have something physical to do it with. But anyway, just taking a moment to just kind of take the extra steps to brew it. And then when you taste it, just kind of closing your eyes and allowing your mind to kind of follow the tea as it just goes into your body and it radiates its energy through your body. Literally in 1 minute of mindful tea drinking, you can totally reset your mind and your emotions and your stress level and your reactivity if you're listening to the news, things like that. This is a great way to just settle in, and that will strengthen your immune system.
And we all need this. We should make it a requirement in Fort Collins that everybody has a tea moment every day.
A tea moment. Right, but whether it's with tea or going for a walk outside or something that brings you into the present moment and helps you settle into your calm inner knowing. You know, because we're all reacting to what's going on in the world, whether it's COVID or the news or the politics or whatever. And reactivity isn't going to help not only the situation, but even your own self and especially your immunity. So when we can be more calm and centered, we can use the tool of tea or something else, then we are also strengthening our immune system. And I'm going to turn it over to George now because, of course, that's the mental, emotional aspect of mind, body, spirit. But of course, tea and the actual ingredients can add an extra little boost there.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Well, thank you. So what we're going to see when we're going to go into, we've made over 100 videos now on our YouTube channel. And today we're going to focus on the 3 wellness blends that we've created. Andy Boone, our master tea blender and general manager, is going to lead you through the 3 teas that I'm going to talk about. The first is called Be Well. The second is called Cosmic Cold. And the third is called Koala Bear's Nasal Care.
George,
And,
can I ask a question?
sure.
Do you name the teas or are they named? Like, who names the teas?
Well, I'd like to say I name them all because I love naming things, but I don't always get my way. So sometimes we all name, and sometimes we have a name from the beginning. Sometimes we have a name and then we make a tea to fit the name. And sometimes we have a tea and it takes forever to come up with a name. And so it kind of just depends. I mean, Be Well was pretty obvious. Andy made that and said, this is called Be Well. And then Cosmic Cold, I think had a couple working titles, but it was kind of ultimately became Cosmic Cold.
The first.
And Koala Bear's Nasal Care, I will tell you, its working title was, well, first you have to know a little about tea. So there's tea, which comes from the tea plant Camellia sinensis, like this tea we're drinking. It's an oolong. All those teas come from Camellia sinensis, and that's tea like with a capital T. Herbal blends are tisanes, and so they don't contain the tea plant as an ingredient. So this could be chamomile, lavender, all sorts of blends. Right. So when we made what ultimately became Koala Bear's Nasal Care, think about nasal, its working title was It's Snot Tea. Partly playing off of It's Not Tea, because it contains no Camellia sinensis, and what it's supposed to do for you in your wellness.
But you didn't keep that one.
Well,
I put the kibosh on that because I'm the marketing department, and I said nobody will buy something that has the word snot in it.
Right. But if you read the description, it starts off with "It's not tea, it's a tisane," and then it goes on. And so some of the teas have great stories on naming them. Some are pretty simple, but that's Koala Bear's Nasal Care. So Be Well, get back to Be Well. So Be Well is a ginger forward and very lemony tea. Andy will talk about all the specific ingredients. But when someone comes in and I say, this is the tea that you want to take before you get sick. It boosts your immunity and it tastes great, and that's what it's designed for. Cosmic Cold is the tea you take when you get sick. I will admit it's not the best tasting tea in the 200 that we have. Little spot of honey helps with that. And what we like to say is when you can start to really taste it, you're starting to get better. And then Koala Bear's Nasal Care, its key ingredient is eucalyptus. Just smelling eucalyptus will open up your sinuses. And then, of course, drinking it will help even more. So that's kind of the three principles of how those teas kind of came about. When I get sick, my personal regimen is I drink one and then the other and then the other. I make a 12-ounce mug that I have, and I make one. When I'm done with that one, then I make the other one. When I'm done with that, I make the other one. I just cycle through them all day. And I find that works well for me. Another thing that we found is we've had a couple customers and people in the community who've had COVID-19. And what they have found is that Cosmic Cold is the one, especially if they lost their taste and smell, was the one tea that helped them get through that period of time by drinking Cosmic Cold, I think with a little bit of honey as well. So
yeah, actually my mom, who's 79, had COVID in the spring, and she lost her taste for 3 months. And she said the whole time, it's very hard to eat when you have no taste. The only thing, she just drank Cosmic Cold all day because it was the only thing she could taste.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then she drank Ensure to get nutrition because it was so hard to eat anything with no taste. So we know that Cosmic Cold has been very helpful for people experiencing no taste.
That's great to know. Thanks.
And I won't go into the specific ingredients because I know Andy is in the video and we don't want to duplicate ourselves. So just want to thank you for inviting us to Foodie Talk this month. And Trish, it's always great to see you and share tea. And
it's so fun to have you guys on. Like every time I talk to you, I learn something fantastic. So,
well, that's a big part of how we view the way we train our leaf stirrers. Is it's always about education, and we're always tasting tea, and we always just want to communicate what we're tasting, what we learn, what we know about. Whether it's a functional tea like the wellness teas, the videos, or something as fun as Tea Kuan Yin, the Iron Goddess of Mercy today. So,
and I'd like to add to that there's a reason that tea globally around the world for centuries has been a uniting sort of build the fabric of community beverage. And I think we need a little more of that right now.
Yes. Well, I'm so proud to be in downtown Fort Collins with the two of you and part of the food community. So thanks for being here and sharing all of this.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you, Trish, because I've done a couple of cooking classes with my daughter. It's been a wonderful mother-daughter experience and bonding, and it's really been great for our family as well. So thank you for what you do.
Food and tea bring people together, that's for
sure. Absolutely.
Hello, tea lovers. This is Andy, your tea blender at your friendly neighborhood tea shop, Happy Lucky's Teahouse. Today we're going to be tasting Be Well. This is a favorite tea for myself and for the customers. It's very gingery and lemony and has a lot of herbs reputed for bolstering the immune system. You see, we have ginger and French vervain. There's lemon peel and orange peel, rose hips, pau de arco, lemon myrtle, and it's quite a nice smelling tea if you like your ginger, which I certainly do. This is consistently one of our best-selling teas. It's wonderful as is and pretty delightful with honey as well. This is one I could drink every day of the year, although I find it especially nice in cold weather as the ginger has a nice warming quality for the body. I'm brewing it in our bamboo handled teapot here. It's quite a large pot. It's a 32-ounce pot, following the standard ratio of using 1 teaspoon for every 8 ounces. This pot I use about 4 teaspoons or a big heaping tablespoon with. It's really a nice tasting tea with the ginger and the lemon, and really wonderful with honey. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Hi, my name is Andy. I'm the tea blender here at Happy Lucky's Teahouse. Today I get to share with you my creation, Cosmic Cold. This tea was created with the intention of helping people with colds and flus. It has a lot of herbs known to help with these things. There are rose hips, high in vitamin C, chamomile, there's cinnamon bark, which is good for warming. There's herba santa, which has been long used for colds and flus in Southern California. Lemon peel, which there's entire books about the wellness benefits of lemons. Most notably, probably the elderberry and elderflowers. Elderberry have been known to reduce flu time by as much as half by some studies. Not only that, it gives it this beautiful purple hue. I recommend having a little bit of honey with this one. Some of the herbs are a little on the bitter side, and some studies have shown that honey helps. I have found this tea really helps me with body aches, pains, and clearing out the head when I feel congested. Pretty easy drinking too, especially with that little touch of honey. I'm Andy, and this is Cosmic Cold. Thanks for tasting with me today. Hello everybody, and welcome. I'm Andy, the tea blender here with Happy Lucky's. Today we're going to be tasting Koala Bear's Nasal Care. Much as the name implies, this is designed to have that sort of a menthol eucalyptus action that really permeates into the nasal passageways. It's my hope and intention with it is that it'll help open up the nasal passageways and help dry things out. It has peppermint, spearmint, chamomile, lemongrass, cloves, licorice, and eucalyptus leaf. It's pretty to look at, and just smelling it, it feels helpful. Very similar to those helpful lozenges. This is, I think, quite a nice tasting tea. The mint and clove and the eucalyptus really permeate, and the liquor is quite sweet from the licorice. And if you are having sinus issues, I recommend really breathing in the hot liquid and the vapor that's coming off of your cup. And it's got a really nice, clean, citrusy aroma and taste. And I find very easy to drink. It's quite popular. Thank you for tasting. This is Andy tasting Koala Bear's Nasal Care.